to talk about Black Diamond cams, specifically our newest and some may say greatest cam for 2020, and that is called the Z4. There's been a lot of buzz about it. It's been sold out for quite some time. You might be able to get a couple sizes here and there, but all the buzz is warranted, I would say. So the one huge benefit, or from a technological standpoint, the advancement is this rigid flex system. So this rigid flex system is basically these two wires that are connected to the trigger. So what that does, when the trigger is not pulled, there's no tension, and so there is uniform flex, whether it's this way, or any sort of way in the X, Y, Z axis. When you pull the trigger, there is therefore tension on those two wires that are inside this plastic casing, and therefore it's a lot more rigid, a lot less flexible. And so what that does is it allows you to be a little bit more precise with your placements, and then when you release the trigger, it's a lot more flexible, so it's going to prevent that walking from when the rope starts pulling up on that placement. And so in a way, it's a combination of the C3 and the X4. A lot of people thought the X4 was maybe too loose, but also minimized walking a lot, whereas the C3 was maybe too stiff. So it did walk, but it was easier to place. Another way is compared to a C3 and X4 is the lobes. So the lobes, if you can see with the C4, I don't have a C3, C4 and the Z4 are quite a bit narrower. So these are both 4 lobes. So the C3 had 3 lobes, so of course it's less friction there on the system. So with the 4 lobes here, they are sandblasted too now, whereas the C4 were anodized. So there's going to be a little bit more holding power on those sandblasted lobes. So that's another benefit of the Z4. The C4 does have this plastic casing here, so a lot have been concerned about the durability, and that is just holding. There's no weight bearing function of that plastic casing, and of course, being a climbing company, we have tested over and over and over again, and they have not found a situation where they can break that. And again, that is just encompassing those wires, those trigger wires, uniform, or the rigid flex system. So yeah, on the bigger sizes, there are 2 cables. That's what you have to have with a bigger cam, and that allows that uniform flex, where the smaller sizes, there is just a single cable there. Our webbings have changed. You can see the C4 webbing here is a little bit more uniform, brighter, whereas the Z4 has kind of this checkered Dynex webbing. We've kind of decreased that bar tack, so this bar tack was a little bit longer and perhaps wider. We shortened that up a little bit and also put the tag on the inside versus the outside here to prevent any unwanted snags there. They do range in 0 to a 0.75. We do have offsets. The offset webbings are multicolored to help identify them on your harness when you need it most. One thing to note, the 0 is pretty small. It's the same, it's smaller actually than the 000 of the C3. So pretty awesome. That is the Z4 in a nutshell. If you have any questions, let us know. If you want to purchase Z4s, definitely check out your local retailer or gym and buy local when you can. Keep those dollars in your community and help those local businesses out. And I appreciate you watching.